A Friend at the Edge of the Lawn. Welcome to another bedtime story from the Mr. Mole and Mr. Brown series. Tonight's story is Chapter 1 from The Heart of the Garden. Now let's begin. A Friend at the Edge of the Lawn. Mr. Brown woke early, as he often did. Usually he and Maggie rose together at the crack of dawn, ready to greet the day. But this morning was different. The day before had been a tiring one, and Maggie was still in a deep sleep, enjoying a well-earned lie-in. Mr. Brown moved carefully, easing himself out of bed so he wouldn't disturb her. He paused for a moment, looking back at her with a small, fond smile. Then he dressed quietly, opened the door as gently as he could, and stepped out into the morning. Mr. Brown loved his garden. He loved it in the quiet hours of the morning, when the world still felt half asleep and the air was cool and kind. Inside the house, Maggie was still asleep. She'd been tired the night before, and Mr. Brown had slipped out gently, closing the door without a sound so she could rest a little longer. He loved the way the birds tested their voices one by one, as if checking that the day was ready. He loved how the soil smelled dark and rich, like rain remembering where it had been. Every morning Mr. Brown stepped outside with his little silver spoon. He used it only for the smallest sprouts, the ones that could be overwhelmed by big watering cans and rushing hands. He said it helped him slow down, though really it helped him listen. He knelt beside the flower beds, loosening the soil with his tiny fork. He worked gently, never digging too deep, never pulling too hard. He knew that roots preferred patience. As he worked, he whispered, "Thank you for wriggling," he said softly to the worms. "Thank you for holding," he told the roots. "And thank you for trying," he whispered to the leaves just beginning to unfold. The garden always listened. Above and below, the garden breathed. That morning, though, it felt different. A faint vibration passed beneath Mr. Brown's feet. It wasn't strong, just enough to notice. Some of the trees shivered, as if a brisk wind had brushed them, but the air was calm, smooth as the water in the pond where Savannah the dragonfly spent most of his time drifting in slow circles. Even the morning dew trembled and slipped from the grass, glittering as it fell. Not wrong, not broken, just alert. The sunlight caught the falling drops and scattered them like tiny sparks. The daisies leaned slightly toward the centre of the lawn, as though listening more closely. Even the breeze seemed to pause, holding itself still. Mr. Brown straightened slowly and looked down at the soil beneath his feet. "I thought I felt something," he said quietly. The garden breathed in. At the edge of the lawn, where Mr. Brown kept a neat, round patch of earth, the soil shifted. He never stepped on that patch, never placed pots or stones nearby. To anyone else it looked ordinary, but Mr. Brown knew better. It was a place of coming and going. The soil rose, then fell, then shifted again, slowly, patiently, as if something beneath it was waiting. Pop! A pink nose appeared. It twitched once, twice, sniffing the air. Then two bright eyes blinked up into the morning light, followed by a familiar furry head dusted with soil. "Ah," said Mr. Mole, sounding relieved. "There you are." Mr. Brown smiled. "I wondered when you'd come." Mr. Mole climbed the rest of the way out and sat back with a careful sigh, brushing earth from his paws. "I've been waiting," he said, "for some hours now. The dew's dried twice." Mr. Brown raised an eyebrow. "That sounds serious." "It is," Mr. Mole replied. "Not dangerous, just important." He glanced around the garden, then leaned a little closer, lowering his voice even though no one else was listening. "There's a problem underground." Mr. Brown's smile softened into attention. "What sort of problem?" "The kind that needs gentle hands," Mr. Mole said. "The tunnels are holding, but only just. Some roots are tired. Some places aren't breathing as they should." Mr. Brown looked down at the soil beneath his feet. "I thought I felt something," he said again, even more quietly. The garden breathed out. "The council noticed it first," Mr. Mole continued. "They listen to the deep hum of the garden. When it changes, they send for help." "And they sent you," Mr. Brown said. Mr. Mole nodded. "They sent me to you." Mr. Brown was silent for a moment. He felt a familiar warmth at his side. Not heat, not light, just reassurance. "And this," he said gently, "was planned?" Mr. Mole smiled, warm and certain. "Yes, the work above and the work below are meant to meet. The council said it was time for the keeper to help again." Mr. Brown felt the truth of it settle inside him, as comfortably as soil settling after rain. "I wondered why the garden felt so awake," he said. "It's been waiting," Mr. Mole replied. He stood and brushed his paws together, then held them out. "If you're willing, we should go now. The tunnels will feel better once you're there." Mr. Brown looked once more at his garden, the tall grass, the wide sky, the quiet promise of growing things. Then he nodded. "I'm ready." Mr. Mole clapped his paws and whispered a familiar chant, soft words that sounded like settling soil and falling rain. The air shimmered gently around Mr. Brown, warm and kind. He felt lighter, not floating, just lighter. The grass grew taller, the daisies stretched upward, the garden rose around him. With the softest plip he landed on the ground, no heavier than a drifting leaf. Mr. Mole beamed. "Welcome back to Little Size," he said. Mr. Brown brushed his tiny trousers and held up his hands, turning them slowly. "It feels just like I remember," he said. "Only brighter." Mr. Mole nodded. "The tunnels have been asking for you." Together they stepped toward the soft soil doorway, and the earth, as if it had been waiting all along, opened quietly to let them pass. If you enjoyed tonight's story, please consider leaving a review on Amazon. It helps the Mr. Mole and Mr. Brown stories reach more readers, and don't forget to subscribe for more bedtime stories from the garden. If you would like to read the full book yourself, you can find it here on Amazon. https://www.amazon.co.uk/stores/jb/author/b0ghf69zz/allbooks. Before we say goodnight, we must remember, above and below the garden breathes. Good night all.